How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now? Still no sound. Still no sound. Wow. How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now? Still no sound. Still no sound. Wow. How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now? Still no sound. Still no sound. Wow. How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now? Test, test, test. Still there we go. Sound. Still no sound. Wow. How about now? Yes, okay, okay. Now? Can you hear me now? I got a terrible echo in my headphones. Still no sound. Wow. How about now? Is there an echo? Okay. Can you hear me now? I got a terrible echo in my headphones. Still no sound. Okay. Hang on. I don't know what I did. I've been fooling with my mixer this morning, and I think I really screwed everything up, but all right. Now, hang on a second. There, that's the problem. One of the problems. Okay, okay. Here I am. Oh, wow, wow. Wow, wow. Troubleshooting. Oh, that's crazy. At any rate, do we hear the music? Wait a minute, let me get to the music. Hang on. Let me make sure I've got everything working here. And we'll start over again. Music. I hear music in my headphones. That only took 5 minutes. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, a little panic. Oh, wow. Okay. How the hell did that happen? All right, welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Yes, my friends, a little backstage scene of the furor. I ended up rebooting my mixer. And then I saw something else was muted, so we got it. We got it now. All right. Too much cigar smoking, maybe. I don't know. Let me drink a sip of this because I need to be more excited. This is caffeinated. High test this morning. Wow. There went the blood pressure. No, not really. No, I feel good. Calm. Such is live streaming on YouTube. Maybe it's simpler just to do it on a cell phone and stop worrying about all this stuff. Anyway, how are you, everybody? Good to see you this morning. Good to see you. Maybe I need a shot of electrolytes here. Maybe I should pour some of these on the mixer. 79 people got to witness that. It's going to be fun watching a replay. See how good a lip reader you are. Okay, let's get to it. We had a great live stream last night. It was great. We had a nice panel, a couple of ladies. Loretta was there. Kathy, Florida, chimed in with us. In fact, well, let me show you because, I talk a lot about cigar smoking, and we kind of end up in a discussion about it sometimes, but it kind of got out of hand last night.
Hey everyone, welcome. How's the smoke? It's good, Mitch. This one is a nice draw.
I agree, Gary. It's smooth.
Definitely. What's everyone smoking?
A Maduro.
And that's the way it went last night. It was, the visibility was a little hazy, but other than that, we had a great time. Of course, that was Barry Simon created that for us. So I got that an email last night. Funny. Thank you, Barry. Thanks a lot. Along with some other funny memes, and maybe we'll get to those before the stream's over. Now, let me scroll way back. Look at all the chat that happened. Look at all the people telling me they can't hear me. Wow. But the first one in, Jerry, TGIF. Yes, it is Friday. This is the last morning live stream until Monday morning for me. Going to take the weekends off. I've been enjoying that. If Kelsey has his live stream on Sunday, I will be there. I will drop in and spend a little time with Rick tomorrow morning. But I enjoy a couple of days break from the grind. Mike Seeley from Tampa Bay. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. And we had Brian Dish, good morning. And TGIF, Richard Williams is here. I also got to settle down for that little disaster. I almost shut it down. I almost said, well, we'll try again on Monday, but perseverance. Wayne Herman, good morning, Mitch, and all friends from Lake Gaston. How are you? Mike Seeley from right here in Melbourne. How you doing? It's supposed to be a nice day in Melbourne here. It's supposed to have sun. High of about 86, 87, I think. The summertime is approaching. Good evening to Chris Wayne in Australia. How are you? They're about a half a day ahead of us. Jerry Voitish, good morning to you. And Liz, good morning. Rick says quack time. And Amanda's here. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Anthony said here. And dare I try it? It's working. Robbie Autry was first one in this morning at 7. Where's Lambs? Where's Lambs? Who are you, Lambs? You okay? Wow. Brian Erie, good morning, Brian. Peter, how you doing, Peter? Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. And Don Schonger's here this morning. And Bride's Biscuit is here. Good morning, family, she says. Rough Carnivore from Guam. How you doing, my friend? All this at 7. And Karen from Lakeland. I saw you all over. Kelsey's chat this morning, and good to see you. Good to see you. And you actually said hi to me. Personally, I appreciate it. I don't answer. I see when everybody says, I say hi to Kelsey and Ollie and usually the guests, and then I say everybody. And but a lot of people say hi to me, and I don't want to clutter up their chat too much with saying hi, to everybody that said hi to me back. But I do see them, and I appreciate it. And Ollie actually put that little message from Karen, hi, bitch, up on the screen there and left it there for a while. I was surprised. And things are normal in Miami. Milton Tax. I thought getting that cat fixed was supposed to solve that. Evidently it didn't. Excuse me. Okay. Where were we? Good morning, Mitch says, rockin' Coach Amy. Hi, Amy. I saw you all over Kelsey's chat. And here we go. Sound. Rick, you were the first one. Yeah. Okay. And I didn't have the, well, we'll see when we get to it. Anything. If everybody tells me about it, echo. No sound. Let's get through this. Can't hear you. Question. Not really a question, but a happy birthday to Bacon Runner. Donna Ray from Aaron. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And no sound, Robbie Autry says. Loretta Nadow, sound or not, still says, good morning, darlings. Have a fabulous day. You too. And Chuck is here from Clearwater, and everybody's telling me no sound. Barry Simon, good morning, Mitch, and all. And Tammy's here, and Lucy is here, and let's get through this. And Aaron says, uh-oh. Yes, a quiet day. A quiet day. And confidence in me. He is on it. Yeah, well, it took longer to figure out than I would have liked. But I have a button down here that says mic is muted. And that's the first thing I looked at, and that wasn't it. And God knows, I was fooling with the mixer, and I think the mixer needed to be rebooted. But I had another problem, too. I did not have my monitor screen here muted, so that created an echo back. And I had to figure that out. So it turned out to be two separate problems. And just like in figuring out why you're not losing weight or what's wrong with your diet, if you have more than one thing that is causing it, and you have two things that are causing it, it makes it that much harder to figure it out. It's much easier to troubleshoot when there's only one problem. But when you got two problems, it becomes very, very hard to troubleshoot. You got to figure out one of them first and then attack the second ones. No sound. I think it's YouTube. No, can't blame this one on YouTube. That was all Mitch. All Mitch. I will accept the responsibility for that. Your intro played, but can't hear you talk. Yeah, the intro came from StreamYard. It did not go through my mixer or anything here locally to me. That intro audio comes directly from StreamYard out to the viewers. So that is before anything that comes from me. So when I turned it over to me, disaster. And Loretta Nadow says, are we going back to silent movies? Well, almost. Okay, no sound. Let's see. Amy, oh, good, you all keeping me busy while I'm waiting with that. Okay. Okay, signs of life. Amy says, we hear you, and that was at 7:03. So, well, not too bad. It didn't take it too much time. Yes, sound. Awesome. Huge, says Anthony. Everybody says sounds good. We hear you. I hear you. Sounds on. Good. Now have sound. Thank you. Okay, that's what I call feedback. Look, good morning, says, who is that? That is Scott. How you doing, Scott? Good morning to you. And I think we're through it. Everybody is verifying that you can hear me. Yes, wow. There's a lot of you out there this morning. 88 of you so far. And have I missed saying hi? I might have in all of this. Yes. Yeah, there. That was one. We had the echo, and that was a second problem I had, or a third problem. But I figured out what was causing that and fixed it by muting. You know how sometimes you have to mute another window that's producing sound? I solved it right away by turning that channel off on the mixer. So it didn't take me too long to figure that out. And then I went in and found and looked at it and saw that it was not muted. And I always mute it before I start, so I don't know how it got unmuted on that screen there, probably in the turmoil. It's like an emergency room, man. It's like triage. Seconds count. And it's perfect now. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much, Amy. There he is, Lambs. Hiya, Lambs. How are you? Yeah, and Kevin echoes my sentiments exactly. Wow. And Mundus Volticepti. What does that mean? Does that mean it's all bullshit? Basically, in faux Latin. Might be. Okay, let's get past all the comments about the. Yeah, I hear the music. Alrighty. Good. And I turned. I went in and I thought it might have been that delay that I added to try to make everything synced up a little better, and I turned that off. So, bear with me. Let me see if I turn that back on, if that screws things up or not. Okay, I got the delay back on now. So my speech ought to be better synced up with my lips. I still have to fine tune that, but we'll see. Maybe I should have left it all alone. It's been working for years. Yes, you got it. Toyota, says Rick. Yeah. Toyota? What are we doing talking about Toyotas in Mopar land? Susie, good morning, Susie. How are you from Michigan? And Chris Hope. Sorry about that, Chris. Chris, my drone buddy from Texas. How are you, my good friend? Chris called me on my birthday last week to wish me a happy birthday. And I always say, Chris is quite the gentleman. And I miss some of those guys. I really do. John Logan, good morning to you. John, how are you? And what was this? It says, Rick says, no order. I only live stream once a week. Yes. and you live stream all morning. I found out last night that Grandma Barbara, does a multi-hour live stream every night where she sits around and crocheting. Evidently, all the ladies gather there. All the ladies gather there. But Barbara stopped in to say hi at the members live stream last night, and I played the new song, or the rewrite of the song that she did for me called "A Normal Man," and she had to. I wasn't 78 anymore. I was 79, so she had to do it and got new music for it because I don't think she could find the old music again. And I love it, and I love it, and played it last night as an intro. So, my phone is dinging away, and Barry Simon is at it. The man is on fire here this morning, and we have a Donna Ray birthday meme. And I would be remiss, totally remiss, if I didn't download it like this and give it a look. So, here we go.
Happy birthday, Donna Ray, known as Bacon Runner on YouTube. Let's celebrate with some birthday fanfare.
Yes, very good. Wow, wow. Don't you feel special? Thank Barry Simon for that. Happy birthday. How old are you? 29? 30 maybe? Are you holding? Are you holding on your birthday? 29 and holding, yeah. I joke, I just celebrated the 40th anniversary of my 39th birthday. Why not? Why not? I said hi to Tammy. Wow. We have a Yiddish word for what happened to me this morning. It's verblunged. It's like Mike Myers when he did the coffee talk, and he said, I'm verklempt. I'm verklempt. That's another Yiddish word. Verklempt means like, having an anxiety attack. Verblunged means confused. Confused. So today I'm verblunged. Almost verklempt. So I'll have another sip of my coffee and we'll talk. And that's my Philadelphia accent, because that's how they talk. That's how they talk in Philadelphia. They talk like that, and they drink coffee. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And Donna Ray is thanking everybody. Yes, Donna Ray, we celebrate everybody's birthday here. And is that true? 69 years old? Wow, wow, wow. So you're celebrating the 30th anniversary of your 39th birthday. And I got exactly 10 years on you. Almost to the week. How about that? Question. When and where did you and Kelsey meet? Susie, that's an interesting question. We first met. It'll be almost 3 years ago? Yeah, I guess it is. At the Keto Orlando. It was in June or July, I think, of 2023, because this July it'll be the 3rd anniversary at a meetup in Orlando. That's where I met Ken Berry for the first time. I had just started my YouTube channel, a carnivore YouTube. I had maybe one video at the time. I talked to Ken Berry. I said, Ken, dude, we really need another carnivore YouTuber. And he encouraged me, subscribe to my channel, met Nisha, and we had a nice talk. Met Dave Feldman there, talked for hours. Zane Griggs, it's so many people. And I'm sitting out in the lobby, and I see Kelsey, and I never met him, but I knew who he was. And he walked by me, and I don't know if he didn't know who I was. And he had they took care of the cameras and the video for him. I called the guy his people, and that's where that started. I said, "I see you got people." I have no people, I said. And it started kind of a running gag between us. But he walked me by, and I saw him, and I yelled. I looked over, and I yelled, "Celts!" Just like that. I said, "Celts!" Turns around, and I introduced myself, and we really hit it off. And we decided to do a live stream right there. And that live stream is still on my channel. From the Key to Orlando. And Nelson, that's when I met Nelson. He introduced me to Nelson. And the three of us did a live stream. And it was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool. Right there from one of the speaker rooms when it was empty. And I set up my tablet. And we did an impromptu live stream from there, and that's when I first met him. It's a great story. It's a great story. Thanks for asking. Alia is here. Good morning, Mitch. Stopping by to say hi. Need to make my coffee and get back to work. Well, nobody works like you do, Ollie, if you're still here. Great to see you. Always good to see you. Lamb said, by entry at 7 didn't register. Oh, Lambs. I'm so sorry to hear that they cheated you out of it. So let me give you your due recognition. There you go. I worried about you. I wondered where in the world were you? And Donna Ray says, thank you very much, Sandy and everyone. I appreciate the birthday wishes. You are all my friends. Yeah, that's what we are here. We're in friendly territory. Brick says, no software in my mixer. Yeah, I know, Rick. There's no software in your car either. This is what we got these days. We're talking about OBS. Yeah. In OBS, I have to set the monitor mute output. Yeah, well, that's not where the problem came from today. It was a comedy of errors. There might have been 3 different things causing that problem. I don't know what I did that might have caused it, because it was working fine when I set it up this morning. I always check, and I can see on my screen. I can show you. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. Let me go to the center screen here. Yeah, and let me look where the mouse is. Right here. See, the mouse is pointing to those 3 green little dots. You see that? That tells me when I talk that the sound is going and being received by StreamYard, because StreamYard makes those 3 little dots. I didn't notice that when I started talking that those 3 little dots aren't there. And no matter what sound I generate, whether it's music, I still get the dots. So something happened. Something happened between the time that I set it up before I went out to watch Kelsey and the time I came back here and pushed the button that said go. And God knows what it was. It might have been something in the mixer, needed to be rebooted. Who knows? None of this is simple. None of it's simple. I am up to 7:16. Not too far behind. How are you doing? Danny in Boston. Happy Friday, CB. CB Carmack is here. Good morning, CB. How you doing, my friend? Missed you last night. Good to see you. Melissa B is here from Texas. And CB says, happy Friday to you, Danny. And we have Christy here, meeting wellness. Hello, and happy Friday to all of you. Yeah, I'll second that. I'll second that. Donna's here. Sparky Donna, good morning from the Bay Area in California. And Thomas, hiya Thomas, how you doing? Trying to pick out people that are new. Put QQQ in the chat if you want to ask me anything or steer the conversation any which way you might want to. Anything happening out there in the world, in the carnivore world. I saw Bart K. I watched it cruising. I got up at was it 3:50 something, right before 4 o'clock this morning. I decided I was wide awake. No sense trying to lay in bed. No way I'm going back to sleep. I got about 6 hours of sleep, which was enough. And I got up, and I've been just banging around this morning. I went outside and turned on YouTube, and I'm perusing the channels, and I come across a Bart K video where he's a reaction video to this cardiothoracic surgeon who is convinced that red meat is the biggest problem and pushes veggies. And Bart K, in his usual manner, tore him a new one. So I watched some of that this morning. And I said to myself, this is typical. Listening to this guy talk, with his authority, his eminence, arrogance, calling the rest of us pretty much stupid and uneducated because we're not a cardiothoracic surgeon. How could we possibly know? He was saying things like, you're wrong. The meat is problems. You couldn't possibly know. I spend my time in people's chest cavities every day. I have the experience and the education, and I know that you shouldn't be eating that red meat. That's what's killing you. And Bart K says, you have no experience. What you have is experience dealing with the damage that the plants and the bad diet causes. But that in no way qualifies you to know anything about the physiology that actually caused that damage. So none of your experience or education is worth a shit. And, you know, this guy was the height of arrogance. In fact, I hope I never see him again. If I see him on anything, I'm going to ban the channel from my feed. And that's the arrogance we get from these doctors. They have no education in nutrition. They have no experience in nutrition. They have no nothing. They think because they're a doctor, and if I hear it again, I'll scream when people tell me, you're unqualified to talk about this stuff because you didn't go to medical school. Yet if you ask any doctor, how much metabolic biology and nutrition were you taught in medical school, they will say none. So all your medical school means shit when it comes to knowing why we get sick these days. But the arrogance is there. The ego, I can't stand it. Chokes me up. And I go into rat mode. Yes, Rat Man appears. Thomas says, hi, Danny. I guess that's been up there for a while. Everybody's saying, happy birthday to everybody now. Wow. I haven't seen any QQQs yet. Okay, wow. You got the CV12 Pro today. I have to do another review. I promised them I'd do another review of the Pro. The Pro is an improvement over the first CV12, which is the one I use and I've had for over 2 years, the chamber sealer, vacuum sealer. I love it. I did an unboxing on the CV12 Pro, but I didn't really use it. I put it back in the box because I have no need to replace the one that I have now. But I did promise them I would actually demonstrate it. So one of these days I have to get it out of the box again. But it is a fabulous, fabulous vacuum sealer. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Danny says, Kiltz is a sweet man. Met in Boston. Kiltz is a nice guy. I mean, I don't think he has a mean bone or a hateful bone in his body. I think a lot of people take advantage of that unfairly. But he is a very caring, and I'm really happy to have met him and consider him a very, very good friend now. After 3 years, we've become kind of best friends. We still disagree on certain things, but we can agree to disagree. But we agree on most things. Most things, that's for sure. And Rick says, Mitch has a better memory than me. My memory isn't bad. Considering most people my age have that CRS syndrome. You know what CRS syndrome is? Have you ever heard of that? I don't know if it's become an actual medical term now, a diagnosis. You have CRS. Anybody care to take a guess what that means? Let me look at the chat. I don't see anybody telling me what CRS. CRS means can't remember shit, is what CRS means. And I've heard that a lot. So can't remember shit. Yeah. Kevin got it. Yeah, I didn't make that up. That's been a joke. Oh, everybody's got it. That's been a joke for a long time. Can't remember shit. Yes, everybody. Give yourself a round of applause because that's what I like about you. You're all smart. I can't. It's hard to come up with something new that you haven't heard yet. I'm reading. I'm trying to keep up here today. 8:20 out. I'm only about 10 minutes behind. Wow. I guess that's because of all the how I raced through all the no sound. Works now. You know, there was a lot of chatting going on. But I am reading the chats. And your very special cat, Rick, has got a hello from Christy. Make sure Milton gets the word, will you? Want Milton to feel loved, that's for sure. How's the kitten doing? The back leg's starting to work a little better? Rick says, Sandy, it's 58 degrees this morning in North Florida. Wow, that sounds great. It's already in the low 70s here in the morning. And Christy says, I watched that Bart K video this morning too, Mitch. That surgeon guy looked ill, actually. He looked terrible. He sounded terrible. His arrogance was unbearable. His holier-than-thou, know-it-all attitude was unbearable. Not a tiny ounce of humility. A horrible human being, on my impression. And the kind of doctor that does more harm than good to so many of his patients. But guys like that have their career, their income, their house payment, their Ferrari payment, their country club dues payment, and everything tied to the way they practice medicine, that even if you were to convince them that they're killing people, that they're all wrong, and they ended up actually believing you, they are such horrible human beings, they would not change anything because they would have to stop doing what they're doing and stop earning the kind of money they're earning to afford the big house, the country club, the Porsche, and whatever else. That's why there's an old saying in science, is that science advances one death at a time. Because the old, erroneous information that these people have believed all their lives, they will never change their minds. They have to die of old age. Guys like Walter Willett at Harvard will continue, no matter how much evidence you give them, continue to be a vegan until the day he dies. And maybe all the erroneous crap that they put out there, propaganda and dangerous information, will finally go away. And he'll be replaced by somebody that is younger and more enlightened with the latest science that isn't 50 years old. And it's incredible, and that's just the way it is. It's true about everything. It's true about politics especially. Some of these old politicians in Washington, they're still doing harm. They've been there for 50 years. They got to die before anything ever has a chance of getting better. Another rant. Liz, question, Mitch. I was late on a live stream once because I was convinced I had no sound. Looking at StreamYard's 3 little dots on the test screen. It's a bug where it shows no sound when there is. It may have been at some time, because that's a relatively new feature, Liz, that they added to StreamYard, maybe 6 months ago. Those 3 dots weren't there, but all of a sudden one day they showed up, and it may have been when they first showed up that there was a bug. Now they seem to work very reliably. And when I looked at them, there was no dots going on, trying to figure out why my sound wasn't working. And I hadn't yet decided whether it was something from my end, something from StreamYard. But I did see the dots when the intro was playing. So that told me that it was on my end, not their end, because sound that they produced was working. Sound that was coming from me to StreamYard to be relayed to you guys was not working, and I had no dots. So think fast, troubleshoot. Fortunately, I've been a troubleshooter all my life, so even under the tremendous pressure of 60 or 70 people watching, somehow I managed to keep my head about me without getting too upset. I just feel bad. I hate to do that to people, you know. It's fun to watch, though, isn't it? When somebody's having a problem like that, lips are moving, but you don't hear anything. Okay, let's see, 7:34. Holding my own. Yeah, I saw that one Bart K on creatine. Bart K did not address the reason that I take the creatine. And there was nothing that he said that would get me to stop taking creatine, because he didn't address that. I'm taking what I think is a good, popular brand that I get from Amazon, and I don't think it's full of cyanide, honestly. I don't take a large dose. I 5 grams a day. It's an almost nothing dose. And I take it because of getting older, having fewer mitochondria, and I take it primarily for brain health, not muscular performance, and it's not expensive. So I'm going to continue to take the creatine. If I was a 35-year-old bodybuilder taking 20, 30, 40, 50 grams of that stuff a day, then I might rethink, or may have gotten some out of Bart K's video. The reason that we have a problem, should I do this? Shouldn't I do it? This guy says it's the best thing since sliced bread. That guy says I'm going to be poisoning myself. You got to try to make common sense out of all of these things. I'm not saying Bart K was wrong, but there was nothing at all in anything he said that applied to either the dosage that I was taking or the reason that I'm taking it, or the fact that I had already heard so many different opinions and formed my own opinion that I basically said, okay, Bart, if I was a 30-year-old bodybuilder trying to get 3% body fat and get my muscles all pumped up for a bodybuilding competition, yeah, maybe it might not be as good for me as I think. But so many things that these bodybuilders do for competition is killing them, which is why most of these bodybuilders fall apart when they get older. We've all seen it. All these old guys like Schwarzenegger, they get all heart problems, and Bruce Willis and Sylvester Stallone. You pay a price for all that. It's not normal to be so concerned about such a low body fat percentage so that you can see every vein in your body and pump your muscles up. Every time I say the word pumped up, I think of Saturday Night Live with Hans and Franz. I'm going to pump you up. Remember that? I was never part of that culture. That was good. I take the creatine, 5 grams a day, add a little bit of creatine phosphate to my cytoplasm of all my cells so that there's a little bit of extra energy in the form of a phosphate group. Creatine is in every one of us. We manufacture it. We all have a certain level of creatine phosphate in every cell of our body, whether we take supplements or not. But upping that average level, 10%, 15%, I don't think it can hurt you at all. And I can't credit my sharp mind to the creatine or not, because it was sharp before I did. But I can tell you that as far as cognition goes, I feel like a 20-year-old. My memory is great, and I'm very happy with it. So I take the 5 grams a day. And I want to believe it helps a little. And Bart K didn't talk me out of it. Liz says the main reason carnivore is a small community is because of doctor worship. Oh, there's no doubt about it. I've done quite a few videos talking about it. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They call that the eminence factor, the long white coat effect. They even talk about eminence-based medicine instead of evidence. And the older doctors won't change their tune. Their entire reputation, legacy, income, and everything else rides on the fact that they don't change their mind and say, oh, you know all that shit I told you for the past 30 years? Well, excuse me, I was wrong. It takes a guy like Ken Berry to do that. And there are very few of them that'll disrupt the cash flow of their lives and the legacy and reputation they're building because they found out they were wrong. And that's a problem not only with medicine, it's a problem with teaching. If you're a college professor, or authorship. If you wrote a book extolling the virtues of a vegan diet, you're never going to admit that. Even if somebody came up with absolute proof, they finally did a study that was irrefutable, you wouldn't change your mind. You would find fault with it. Because your reputation, your income, and your legacy rely on it. Kind of like Anthony Fauci. Right now, Anthony Fauci, more dastardly than any James Bond villain that has ever. The guy who paid the lab in China to basically invent COVID. We know what happened now. The guy's still out there. He's still a trillionaire. Everybody's still worshiping him. What's it going to take for him to come out and say, put me in jail? James Comey, same thing. All these people, they'll never tell you they were wrong. The kid with his hand in the cookie jar. Johnny, are you stealing cookies? Friggin' liars, all of them. Well, that's the problem we got with medicine. The longer the white coat, the wronger they are. Wronger, I just made up a word. The longer the coat, the wronger they are. And that's mostly true because what we've learned is relatively new. And the evidence we have is what they call anecdotal. It's not a formal study. It's good old Mitch, whose pain went away from crippling rheumatoid arthritis, whose kidney stones kind of got smaller and I passed them after 2 of them got stuck and I had to go to the hospital. My eczema that was all over my face and everything clear up. That the skin cancer, melanoma that I had has never recurred since I've been a carnivore. And the precancers I used to get that burned off my head every 3 months stopped happening and never happened again. That's evidence that I can believe because it happened to me. And there's enough of us out there that have the same results that I don't care how big a deal these arrogant, egotistical maniacs are in claiming that they're right and we're wrong. We know better. We know better. Shame on them. I could understand if they've never been exposed to it. But they've been exposed to it, and they come on and make YouTube videos like this arrogant POS that Bart K took after. And it's bad enough that they're wrong and dangerous, but they have to be condescending about it too. Basically trying to tell us that we're stupid because we're not as great as them. There's a dumpster behind a 7-Eleven with this guy's name on it. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. That was wrong, wasn't it? Was that wrong? Was that wrong? Danny Boston, I know what CRS is. Yeah, you're all telling me what CRS. That's great. Yeah, I like it. Like-minded people. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Here's Peter. I don't worship doctors anymore. Now I worship no one. Yeah, Peter, I was talking to Mike Seeley about that. Ask him. We had a conversation yesterday. Whenever anybody asks me, who is your idol? I say, I don't have idols. I don't have idols. I don't look up to a single human being. I don't worship anything. I mean, that sounds drastic. I don't worship anything. You know, my views on religion. So that's how I live my life. I don't look down on things either. I kind of look at the world and try to put everybody and not think that I'm any better than them or any worse than them. And I long ago stopped envying people for the things that they had, especially material things that I don't have. I try anyway. I do, however, I don't suffer fools. And the problem I see is more and more fools every day on the planet. Peter says, my memory is night and day better since going carnivore. Yeah, the brain fog goes away. Well, you're eating fat. You're not worried about cholesterol. Just coincidentally, those two things make up most of what the brain is built out of, fat and cholesterol. Doesn't make any sense to me. The advice I got after the stroke was, stop eating meat, get on a statin, and my first response was, the injury is in my brain, right? My brain has to heal. Why the hell would I want to stop eating the very things that my brain needs to rebuild itself? And it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me. All right. Wow, it's 5 minutes to 8. Yeah, Kevin says doctors can be sheep too. They're all sheep. They all follow the guidelines. They're regulated. They're restricted. They don't have the freedom that they used to. They can be called before the licensing board. If somebody makes a complaint, those complaints have to be investigated. So if somebody says, this doctor told me to go carnivore, and then this happened to me, would be like if carnivore doctor told me to go carnivore. So I did. And then I had a stroke. How hard would it be for me to convince a judge and jury that it was that doctor's advice? Because everybody knows how bad meat is for you. And everybody knows that red meat causes everything. How big a lawsuit could I have against them? And how big a complaint could I file with the medical licensing board and get that doctor's license pulled? In the current climate of misinformation and propaganda in which the entire medical community is founded. And even in their standards of practice, standard of care, they're still extolling the poisonous plant-based, low-meat, low-fat diet. Can you convince a jury that that's wrong? You can't even convince your relatives that that's wrong. So the medical community and doctors who practice medicine live in fear. They live in fear of giving out that information, even if they themselves know it's true. And I talked to my doctor, Murray, who's a carnivore, my new doctor here, and I asked him, how hard do you push carnivore on your patients? He says, I don't. I tell them about it, but I don't. Basically, I see where he's coming from. He doesn't dare push real hard because one of them will turn on him. They'll turn on him if something happens. They'll blame the diet for whatever comes next, and some lawyer is standing in line just waiting for a lawsuit to happen. Here's a question. Isn't arrogance, pride one of the deadly sins? Well, yeah, of course they are. I mean, it depends on who made up the list. The 7 deadly sins. What is it? Lust, greed. There's 7 of them. There's 7 of them. I wouldn't know about this stuff because I never do any of that. Such an angel. Such an angel. Good boy, Mitch. That's what my mother used to say. Good boy, Mitch. Good boy. People say that to their dogs, too. Most doctors are sheep. Yeah, they all beholden. They're not just beholden. They're making money from it. That's the real attraction. They get paid. Oh, it's also corrupt. But pointing out the corruption doesn't solve the problem, unfortunately. All those doctors are not sitting at home watching me this morning tell them what kind of morons and horrible human beings they are. Wake up. They don't care. They don't care. Liz said, do you know if the 11-minute video with Kilts and Cybus was from a longer one? I reacted to the 11-minute one, but it looked like a cut portion. You mean the one where Cybus becomes a GLP-1 salesman? And Kiltsy stood there nodding, and you could basically watch his head explode? I watched that video and I said, why the hell would he put a video like that on YouTube? Why would he help make an 11-minute commercial for Rob Cybus so that he could charge people enormous amounts of money? Because Rob Cybus, this smart guy, probably a nice guy, never met him, I have no use for him. His YouTube channel is a commercial for his medical practice, period. He charges a fortune. I don't agree with everything he said. I take a look at the guy. Sorry, Rob. Sorry, Rob. You don't look as healthy as you should if you followed your own advice and if it was all that good. That's my opinion. Not trying to slander the guy. But one thing I notice is that, like so many of these YouTube doctors, that the reason their YouTube channels exist is a marketing tool to get them new patients for their practice. And Rob Zybis came out on that video and said, because Kelsey prompted him, he said, you do bariatric surgery, right? And Rob Zybis spent the rest of the time explaining why it was a mistake to do bariatric surgery and that the GLP-1s make that unnecessary now, and that he switched his entire practice over to putting his patients on GLP-1s. And Kelsey stood there watching. I called Kelsey on the phone after I saw that video. I said, are you aware that there's a video in your channel where you're helping Rob Zybis sell GLP-1s? And Alia does all that for Kelsey. He doesn't pay that close attention to it. And we haven't talked since. But I told him, I think you should delete that video. Honest to God. That's a little backroom talk for you. So, Christy, yeah, I was I don't know if you were as surprised as I was to see that. And Peter, I'm not a fan of Dr. Zybis. I think he's very arrogant. And yeah, he is. There's no doubt that you know who his favorite person in the world is, himself. I mean, he reeks that attitude, and I've heard that from people who actually gone down and spent a bunch of money and seen him in person, that's his attitude. He knows more than you, and how dare you question anything he says. Well, I have no use for people like that. But I'm sure he's a smart guy. He's a PhD, he's an MD, but what kind of shit do they teach you in school anyway? Is anybody in any accredited course out there teaching the truth to these people? Is it such an achievement to have sat through 8 years of propaganda and errors and wrong information so that you can get a certificate that says that you know all that shit? I think a medical education is a detriment. I think the fact that none of us went to medical school makes us better and more realistic than doctors. But that's just me, and what would I know? I had a stroke. After all, I'm not qualified to say anything, according to one viewer. I should shut up and go away. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to have to put the audio to that back so you can hear me scream. We're really knocking the doctors today. Well, we have a lot of fun knocking doctors. There are some good doctors out there. Yeah, I mentioned Fauci. He said Fauci can't even, if he's a devil. Yeah, the guy is a personification of evil. I never liked him. I can't even listen to him talk. I just want to wring his neck. And I love everybody, too. Spike protein detox, says Peter. Oh, here we go. Don't go down that road. And Liz is saying some long questions today. Oh, Fauci is the worst. And COVID was a repeat of his BS from the 80s. Yeah, the guy is wealthy as hell. And he was a government employee. How the hell do all these government employees, how does Ilhan Omar get to be worth $30 million? Somebody explain that to me. 2 and 2 equals 4 people. All these government, all these congressmen, all these people that get elected office become fabulously wealthy. How does that happen on a salary of $160,000 a year when they live the lifestyle they live? No. It's a question. I don't know what it refers to. Was that their response to you saying you wouldn't take statins? I don't think so. I don't know whose response. When you say their response, I don't know who you're referring to, because we talked about a lot of different things. But I can say that I won't take statins. I can do that every day. I can come on YouTube and say I would not take a statin. I don't care what my cholesterol is, and nobody can sue me or accuse me of recommending that they don't take statins. I still have that freedom. I have never told anybody don't take a statin. I have never told anybody to quit a statin. I've never told anybody that they should go against their doctor's advice. I have only told everybody, and I need to make that clear every day. My opinion is this. I do this and that. This is what happened to me. Take it for what it's worth. I am not in the business. I wouldn't even be a health coach. I know it sounds a little bit... I would never put myself out there as the advice giver. It says so in every one of my videos. A disclaimer's in there as well. I only talk about what I learned, what I believe, what my opinion is, what I have tried to do, and what I think are the results. And if you think it might work for you, that's up to you. I don't know how else I could play it any safer than that. So I don't tell people not to take statins. I can say, I would never take a statin, but as long as I'm still entitled to my opinion in this world, and they don't make a law that puts you in jail for having an opinion, I'll continue to do that. And the minute it gets that bad, you won't see me anymore. I'm not going to risk jail or lawsuits trying to help people, that's for sure. I love you guys, but I don't love you that much to go to jail for you. So, and people on YouTube have to watch out. Especially the doctors have to watch out. Because they have something to lose. Money and a license. Me, what are they going to do? Take my trailer away from me? No, never happened. Donna Ray says, see you tonight, everyone, if you can be there at 7. Okay, everybody's doing things at 7 o'clock now. Everybody, especially Butter Bob. I saw Butter Bob got a live stream interview every night this week. Seems to have one with somebody else at 7 o'clock. I, unfortunately, am finished with interviews. I can't watch another carnivore interview. It's tough even to watch Kelsey in the morning. And usually now I don't even watch the whole thing. I just can't hear another story. Now, that's not saying stories aren't good. Stories are great. How else are we going to get new people? But for of the friends I have who are in this community, the consensus is 100%. I'm sick of watching interviews, hearing the same thing from yet another person. We all, at a certain point, know. We know the story. And how many times can you watch the same story? But that's just me. And everybody's going to go through it. And when you go on a YouTube as a influencer or creator, or call it whatever you want, you need content. That's the hardest thing about doing this. It's hard for me to manage to keep doing content every day without doing these interviews. And most of these new people who come on in the last year or so, the thrust of their channel is going to be interviews. Because that's what we got to work with. It's hard to be a carnivore YouTuber without doing interviews. And everybody does interviews. Sean Baker does interviews. Ken Berry does interviews. And then you're up against the king of all interviews, Dave Mack, who's up to about 6,000 now. Same story 6,000 times. It's great motivation for new people But I hate to say it, there's too many YouTubers in our space because I don't want to discourage anybody. Being a YouTuber in this space is the best way to be successful yourself because you're doing it in front of everybody and you don't want to come off as a phony. So you pretty well have to practice what you preach instead of being like most people who say, do as I say, not as I do. Being a carnivore YouTuber helped me succeed too. When you put it out there, you got to defend it. But you all know that. Okay, got to the bottom of the chat. Tammy says, after this, I'm out of here. Okay, Tammy, I'm sorry, Mitch. The stories helped me. Maybe I should quit. No, I didn't say that, Thomas. See, I can't say anything. I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings when I tell them how I am. The stories help me. Yes, of course they do. No, you shouldn't quit, Thomas. Don't be a big baby about it. Do the interviews. It's good for you. It keeps you on track. Didn't I just say that? I'm just saying I can't watch those interviews anymore. That's me. That's just me. I'm not telling people to stop doing them. What else are you going to do? I've got to be careful what I say. I always hurt somebody's feelings, no matter what I say. I talk the truth and reality as I see it. I don't want to make enemies here. I want to be happy. Here's some happy music. So let's call it a day, my friends. Let's call it a week. Take the weekend off. See you tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow morning on Rick's and maybe Sunday morning on Kilts if he decides to do his live stream. I think he's having maybe second thoughts about that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Monday morning, I'll be back. I'll be back insulting and offending even more people. Oh my God! And Rick doesn't do it. Rick, you go on other channels, but you don't interview people. We don't want, No, everybody does their own thing. Everybody does their own thing. I think most people know how I feel about all these interviews now. I've been on a couple of channels and been interviewed, but I turned down most of those. People have heard my story already. I feel bad repeating the same story over and over and over again. So everybody saying goodbye in the chat. We complained a little today. We identified more problems. I don't know if we solved anything, but it was nice to get together with you all. And I hope all of you have a great, great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Relax a little. You can't hurt any feelings, Mitch. Says Mary M. I've been watching your channel for a long time. Yeah, I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. But I observe things. So. And I try to talk about how I perceive things. That's all. Again, that's me. Not everybody thinks. If everybody thought like I thought, I don't know if I could tolerate that many free thinkers out there. It would be very confusing. Very confusing. So, let me clear that comment off of there. You're not quitting, Thomas. You're doing good. You've been climbing a tough uphill battle. I admire you, young man. Keep it up. Keep it up. And I know that you do learn a lot from these people. Don't let me discourage you. Please, please. Have a great weekend, says Lori. You too, sweetie. Kevin, we are too much alike to hurt my feelings. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. I really want everybody to like me, but I'm not a sheep. I'm not a sheep. If anything, I'm a sheepdog. It ain't easy. We'll see you Monday morning. Until then, take the rest of the day off. Follow the EFM diet and eat meat.